Well, I mean, Matt ran an absolutely perfect execution race. I mean, from the beginning to the end, he looked like he was in the control. Also, you got to remember that he ran the mile earlier today and also executed that race to perfection. I think sometimes an athlete gets so confident and so aware of kind of where they are and kind of what their body's doing that they can perform at that level. And that's what we try to teach the kids. And I think Matt right now is at the place where he feels really, really good about where he's at. He feels really confident about his ability. I mean, doing the double was a little bit of a gamble, but our goal was the NCAA, and we felt that doubling here would really kind of strengthen his chances at NCAA because we got 2 weeks now to recuperate.
Talking about him doing the double, also Allie Pierre with the mile and the 800, and then she runs the mile first, qualifies, and then in the 800 she sets a PR. How about her sort of maturation? And she's a senior this year, and she's really coming into her own.
I think I talked to Allie a little bit earlier in the year, and I think the momentum really got to Allie. Just watching the sprinters, having the number one time in the country, it's difficult to sort of stand by. Well, I mean, not impossible because some people on that team are doing it, but it's difficult. Because I told Matt and Allie, as long as they keep dating, we're going to make them double every chance possible. No, I'm just kidding. But I think in the end, it's just kids who wants to be part of kind of the process of what's going on. You have to have something that's desirable enough where people want to jump on board. If the ship is sinking, nobody wants to jump on board, but I think the direction we're moving, a lot of our athletes want to get on the board and want to get better and want to join the group that's going to the NCAA, and that's really what that is Allie just developing some confidence and then wanting to be part of it. And like she told me, this is my last year, I just don't want to go out, the wrong way. I want to go out the right way, and with the momentum that we have, we could do something pretty unique at the NCAA.
Talk about some of the other top performers. Adam Khalifa makes it a 1-2 in the 3K, and he ran a 6-second PR. Also, well, you could just talk about Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I think Adam's been coming along. He had a good cross-country season. He didn't do the NCAA thing and also didn't do extremely well at the SECs, but he did an absolute great cross-country season, was moving in the right direction. It's like being a senior, you got two choices. You can sort of walk out of here and have nobody ever remember you, or you can leave a little bit something behind. And the message I'm giving the kids, you have to decide how you're going to walk out of here. It's a little video that I've been watching, and the opening statement is basically, you can't control what's going to happen when the gun go off, but you have to decide how you walk out. That's what I've been telling you. You have to decide how you walk out of here. Your performance has really nothing to do with how you walk out. If you walk in confident and you want to perform, you want to compete, and you get 6, 7, and 8, the little trick to that is if you do decide to walk out with your head high and confident, you're going to perform like it. And that's kind of what you're getting here with Adam and Matt, is that they've made a decision that they want to walk away from the SEC championship feeling good about themselves. And once you walk into the competition, walk into the warm-up that way, you're going to perform like that because you feel better about who you are and how confident about your performance.
Staying on other top performances, Kretschmer got third in the high jump. Well, it was a 5-way tie for third in the high jump. So 4 points. And then even Ryan Radcliffe with a season best to get a half a point in 8th place.
Yeah, it's like I made a decision to take only the kids who are SEC caliber competitors. As a head coach, you make decisions, and those decisions sometimes could be looked upon as good or bad, but I'm committed to this team being really, really good. And I think by watering down the process will make the team work. So the kids that are here, and I told all of them, you're here because I believe you can score and you can compete at this level. And it's almost like an indictment, It's the worst you can tell a guy that thinks he's coming in just for a couple of free meals and some nice pink t-shirt. All of a sudden he realized that there are expectations. But when you look around the group and you see who you're with, you see you got a guy that just won the 3K, that's part of the group. So all of a sudden you feel like you have to do something to sort of prove that I belong in the group. And that's really what I want to do by taking a small group, that everybody here is considered SEC scorer, and everybody here should score at the SEC. Even in the women long jump, we were ranked way in the bottom and shouldn't have even scored, but all of a sudden you get 2 scorers, and should have really been 3 scorers. Kayla just had a big foul, and then you got Ibn, freshman, young, excited, but once again, it's the company you keep. If you have this kind of company, if you're hanging out with Matt, you're in the lobby eating breakfast, you're talking to a guy that won SECs last year, that conversation is going to be about a championship. It's not going to be about, what you're going to do in the weekend. And I think that's what we've tried to do, just put kids in position where they're around, they're surrounded by great people, and all of a sudden you feel like I have to do something to prove my worth, and it's working out so far.
And you already talked about Ibn, but I didn't want to forget about Madison. To get a point and to be the top freshman finisher in that event.
Absolutely. Madison went from I guess 42, 43 feet to 49 feet in one meet. And one of the reasons being is I told her that yes, she has to make a decision. If she wants to go to Tyson, we were not planning on taking her to Tyson because she wasn't throwing far enough. And the thought of being left at home, not going to Tyson, was enough to catapult her from throwing 42 feet to throwing 49 feet. You know, so sometimes you have to hold the kids accountable. And, you know, I hate to say it, but put a little pressure on them and see how they respond. You know, kids can either respond or they can choose not to respond. But, you know, Madison, I can mention 1,000. Then you got Leah Nugent, who's kind of been up and down, but all of a sudden we got 3 people in the finals of the 60-meter hurdles. I mean, out of 8 people in the SEC, Kentucky has 3. That's a pretty bold statement. You know, then you got 2 in the 60, and then they should do well there. And all of a sudden, people begin to believe that maybe this Kentucky thing is not some fluke or some guy pipe dreaming or telling us that we're going to do something that we can't. I'm committed to being good, and the kids who are here, they're equally committed to being good.